The next witness.
Mr. Douglas Green.
Voor de boetmember, hoe swear? I,
Douglas Green,
Douglas Green,
swear
swear
that the evidence
that the evidence
I shall give
shall give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the
and
truth.
nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Green. Thank you for appearing before the Commission today and appearing in public session. We appreciate that. You are the complainant in this case, and you're also the brother of our Vice Chair, Commissioner Michael Green. So given Mr. Green's relationship to you, he has recused himself from hearing your case and from any role in the Commission's investigations and deliberations thereafter. So you've just got us.
Okay.
So we invite you to set out your complaint. Take your time in setting out your complaint. If you need to adjourn at any time, just let us know and we're happy to accommodate you. But the floor is yours. Thank you.
I'll introduce myself and
Feel free to speak in Creole.
pardon?
Feel free to speak in Creole.
Okay. But non, mais là, ma fait mon CV, moi fait bien anglais. Okay? In 1969, I was awarded the Cambridge School Certificate. Upon completion of the course at Seychelles College. Okay, 1970, I was appointed by the Ministry of Education as a supply teacher and was attached to Belloni School. 70 to 75, I attended the Bromsgrove College of Further Education and studied engineering. And on completion of the course was awarded a diploma in road transport engineering. Okay. 1974, I started a course in teacher training at Wolverhampton Technical Teacher Training College, but did not complete because of death in the family in the Seychelles. I lost my father, my brother, and I was really depressed and down, so I came back to the Seychelles. 74 to 79, I was appointed assistant lecturer, Seychelles Technical School. I had a group of 14 students. First year was teaching, and 14 students doing the City and Guilds course. I had 14 students who passed the course, most of them with credits and distinction. 79, I attended work attachment with a company in Grimsby connected with marine engineering. 79 to October 80, was appointed at the Centre National de Formation Maritime as assistant lecturer in marine mechanical engineering. 1980 to 83, I attended a course in Madagascar and was awarded Diplôme d'études maritimes d'élèves officiers mécaniciens de deuxième classe. 83, I was appointed as acting head of department of maritime studies. In 83 again, I was appointed as instructor grade 2. 84, appointed to the position of senior instructor. And as head of department of maritime studies. And at that time, the public service orders book came out, and I wrote to the Ministry of Education, quoting a section in that said that a person should not be in the role of acting in a post where he's not being paid for that post for more than a year. Either he's confirmed in that post or he's given the salary that goes with the post. In 74, I was informed that I had been promoted to post of senior instructor. Okay? Now, 2 years later, I got a letter dated the 21st of October, 1986, which read, "Dear Sir, I wish to inform you that your appointment is terminated in the public interest with effect from the 16th of October, 1986. And the letter was written on the 21st, and my termination was on the 16th. At that time, I was working with the Ministry of Education, but the letter was from the President's office. Okay? I've got the letter here if you got a copy. I mean, I've gone through all sorts of things when I was sacked. I mean, people started saying that it was because I'd stolen from the ministry. I mean, it was all that trauma of being, of hearing people say things like that. I've applied for jobs, but never had any success. I applied for a job at Cable and Wireless, and I never had any joy in that.
Did they give you any reasons why you're...
No reasons at all. It was just termination of appointment in the public interest.
And how soon did this letter come after your own letter saying, according to the public service orders, I should either be confirmed or paid the salary?
I think it was about 6 months.
About 6 months.
And I've written to the Ministry of Education on the 31st of May. And I posted that letter, I think, on the 4th of June. I posted the letter, registered mail to the Ministry of Education, and so far, not a word, nothing at all, not even to acknowledge that they'd received the letter. I wanted, the letter was so that I could have access to my personal file and get all the information that I would have wanted to appear here. But
Yeah,
nothing.
we have requested access to your personal file, so we should be able to get it.
Okay.
You could you appeal this? Was there anyone you could...
Well, when I was terminated, I asked to see the Minister of Education, who was James Michel at that time, and he never wanted to see me. So up to today, I don't know what it means to be terminated in the public interest. I don't think if I was a terrorist, I would have been here.
Were you a political activist?
No.
No?
No, I
No?
was not involved in politics in any way, shape, or form.
Did you associate with people that were involved in politics?
No,
No?
no.
Did you play football?
I played rugby.
Rugby? Okay.
I played football when I was much younger before I went on a course to UK. But then when I got back, I got into rugby in England. When I got back, I got into rugby in the Seychelles.
Did you have friends maybe who were who had more allegiance,
Well,
less allegiance towards the
I must
government
have
or
had-
something?
I must have had friends.
Did you
who-
speak your mind?
No, I never did. Nobody at the school knew my thoughts or my way of thinking. I mean, politics was just out of my teaching experience. I didn't want to involve in politics. Even my students didn't know if I was with them or not with them. You tell me.
Well, based on what you wrote here, he said he was guilty by blood.
Most probably because
you are green.
yeah, because I'm green.
This is what I'm reading from your here.
Yeah, most probably that, but I'm not sure. But
Yes.
it points to that because my brother had to leave the country because otherwise his life would have ended here. He went away for that because I know my brother loves the Seychelles. That's why he's back. But he had to leave. And I was in Madagascar then, and I was told by a friend that they were doing that.
Okay. Thank you.
So it must have been because of my brother. Because I'm green, he was green, or he's still green. It must have been that. I mean, I can't prove that. I can't say for sure.
Oh, sorry, go.
The School of Maritime Studies became part of the Polytechnic
Yes.
as well. So you
eventually,
were,
yes.
towards
Yeah.
the end of your
Yeah.
appointment, you were working for the Polytechnic.
Yes, it was
yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
polytechnic then.
Were there any issues with the Polytechnic in terms
No.
of performance?
Somebody at the polytechnic would have definitely informed me that I wasn't doing the job properly.
Yes, you would hope. But there was none of that sort
No,
of thing.
no, that, no.
Mr. Green, did you get any reply for your letter where you asked for them to confirm you in the post?
I didn't ask them to confirm me in the post.
Oh.
All I wrote was that I was entitled to the salary that goes with the post, or to be confirmed in the post.
Yeah, did you get any reply for that?
No.
So the
yeah,
reply
the only reply was
that one.
Oh, yeah, I wish to inform you that your appointment is terminated. That's the only reply I got.
Maybe because you were there enough to quote the PSO and ask that question. Maybe.
But when you give somebody a book to read and PSO, Public Service Orders, you expect somebody to read it and take action on what's written in that.
So they had just been issued for the first time, the public at
Yes,
that time.
madam.
And they were sent to you to read. You read them, saw that under those orders, actually they weren't according you the entitlements that you were due. So you alerted them.
Yes.
And then 6 months later, they alerted you that your services were
No longer required.
no longer required.
I mean, that's why I wanted to have access to my file, so I could say if it was 6 months or 3 months, or man, it's been such a long time. 86 to now.
And so when you tried to find other employment, I know you went to Cable and Wireless and they said, we'll wait for your security clearance.
Yes,
But you never heard again. So
I was a bad risk,
You-
I think.
you were a bad risk.
So what did you do? I mean,
went-
how did you?
I went fishing.
You went fishing.
When I couldn't stop fish from biting on my hooks. I was happy. I was happy when I was out there. There was no harassment, nothing. Out at sea, you're at peace with nature. You've just got to respect nature. And most times I went alone.
So you got a boat and
Yeah, I've got 2 boats actually now. I've got a mini mahe and I've got a little, what they call a l'economie. The l'economie's got an inboard motor and the mini mahe's got an outboard motor. I use that to set my fish traps.
I thought maybe, Mr. Green, it's that at that time it was not a norm to question the authority. Maybe you done that.
I mean, at that time, there was no way you could ask questions. There was no way. I mean, that's why until this committee was formed, I never had any chance of saying anything.
You were seeking to comply with public service orders. That's
Yes,
what
I
you were
was.
asking for, compliance.
Yes.
And so fishing, so ever since this, you've never worked, you've just worked as a fisherman
As a
for
fisherman,
yourself.
Yes.
And where do you sell the fish?
At the market, local market at Anse Royal, or by the roadside at where I land the fish. And normally it goes like hotcakes. I make a nice bundle of fish, and people enjoy it. I mean, it's worth their while. I don't want to sit there selling fish at an exorbitant price where you wait 10 hours to get another extra 100 rupees. You just make a nice packet of fish and it goes.
But, I mean, how do you feel, about the fact that you were so well educated and trained to have a profession and that was denied to you for reasons that you don't know? I mean,
At that time, I was really, really struck with that. I mean, it really affected me. Most of the nights I couldn't sleep, thinking, what on earth am I going to do to survive this thing?
and once you lost your job, did colleagues that you worked with, did they keep contact with you, or?
I broke all contacts with. I didn't even go back to the school. I was in that state where I couldn't face my colleagues. I couldn't think that I was working in that institution, and after all the hard graft, I didn't have a job. I had nothing to do, and I had no other training. It was education from day one, from when I was 19. And I was 36 when I was fired. And it was not something easy to do, to start again. And there's no other education system in the Seychelles. And that's all I was trained for. Teach.
So effectively from that time you sort of went your own way in a way.
Yes, I did.
You just went your own way. Yeah, yeah.
The only therapy was going out fishing. I had a peace of mind when I was out fishing, but it took me some years to buy a boat. I took a loan from DBS, and I bought my little fishing boat. And it only took me about a year and a half to 2 years to pay back for my boat. I used to go out nearly every day. I mean, sometimes I'll go out and stay out. I had a friend, we went out together, and I'll come in and I'll sell the catch. I'll sleep at home one night, and the next day I'll be out again fishing. That's the only thing that kept me sane, actually.
And how far do you go out? Do you go out to the drop-off point?
No,
No.
not really.
No.
Just before that, on little banks that the guy knew, and I got it back on my GPS, so now I know the places. Because the poor guy passed away. Now,
And in terms of redress, compensation, what would satisfy you?
I mean, can money satisfy my state of mind, the state of mind that I was in at that time? I wish it could. Because at the moment, I'm only receiving Social Security or 5,300 or so, something like that. No pension. Yet I was appointed as a supply teacher, and then I was not given termination. I think it kept on going, because I remember when I was in Madagascar, I used to have part of my salary paid in, and I had to sign a bond so I come back and work for which. So I was still in their employ, and I just want to know why on earth I never got any pension from 69 to 86.
Did you apply for a pension?
Pardon?
Did you apply to get a pension?
No.
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 Because I thought that was automatic. When,
Okay. Is it
when you
probably
work.
is automatic? Is it when you reach a certain age you get a pension, or yes, automatic? Right. Okay.
I thought after you've worked for so many years, you're entitled to a pension. Isn't that right? And they never tell you.
Now, what do you think about the reconciliation?
Will I ever forgive those people?
Asking.
Yeah. Will I ever forgive them for ruining my life? I don't know. Because that's what they did. They ruined my life. After all I tried to achieve, just to be given a piece of paper saying your appointment is terminated, and out you go. I mean, I don't even know if I got a gratuity. I know I was paid some money for compensation, but apart from that, I don't know. That's why I wanted my file to see what sort of thing they did.
Told about your file?
Pardon?
What were you told about your file? That you,
Nothing.
oh.
I wrote to them,
Did you go to the ministry and ask?
no.
Ah, okay. You
I
wrote-
thought when you write to Ministry of Education, if it's an education section, they should know what to do. But I don't think it's a department, it's education at all. Because if that's the way they behave, education is down the drain. I wrote to the Principal Secretary, Ministry of Education, Montfleury. And I said I would like to have access to my personal file for the period that I was employed by the Ministry of Education. That's all I said to them. And nothing. I posted the letter on the 4th of the 6th. 2019.
And no reply. No reply.
No reply. Nothing.
Okay. I hope
It's
we
as if
have
I
better
did-
luck.
It's as if I didn't exist.
We've requested the file, Alex. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
One thing, I once submitted a plan. I wanted to diversify from fishing and do baka. Baka works wonders. Yeah, you.
heard of it.
Yeah,
I've heard of
people, you get people to work for you to do odd jobs and all that, and it's a money earner. And I was doing, I had my little mill at home, and I was doing good baka without a license. And I didn't sell it, I gave it to people. I've even had foreigners try it, and they said it's a bit like scrumpy cider, rough cider. And I applied, I sent in a plan went in. And when it came back to me, there was an approval stamp on it. I was Tipex over. It was permission granted. And then it was Tipex over. I said, permission refused. And I've never seen that on an official document from the planning. Unfortunately, I gave that plan back to my draftsman and said, do me another one. I'm requesting a planning permission again. I came back again, permission refused. I said, you've got a right to appeal within so many days. I went in, saw the guy, and he said, we can't grant you planning permission because it's a residential area. But I said to him, where on earth do you expect to do a business where you're selling drinks or selling food apart from a residential area? So I turned around to him and said, could you give me a space on the industrial estate? And I'll brew my baka, and I'll sell it to the workers between 8 and 4. Because that's the only time you've got people on the industrial area. Whereas in a residential area, people come back from work, they go in for a little drink. And another thing I told the guy, I said, you move in the petrol station from Victoria, from opposite Adamusa. You go in to the south. I said, why don't you build your petrol station right on top of Trois Forêts? I said, you do good business there, and there won't be any risk of somebody getting injured if there's a fire. But I said, you do good business. And the guy didn't take it. He didn't catch it. He couldn't understand what I was telling him.
Oh, so do you think you were unreasonably denied permission to diversify your business and sell the tobacco?
Yes,
Okay.
I
So
think so.
you ask for planning permission from the, who do you ask? Planning
Planning
authority.
authority.
Right. And it's not a licensing issue. Do you need a license to do that?
Yes,
Yeah.
after
But
you've
need,
got planning
okay,
permission, you
okay.
get a license.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can see if we can find that plan with the planning authority.
It's a shame I didn't have that plan where they Tipex over the, because that would have been.
But you didn't appeal, or your appeal was in person when you went to
Yes,
see
that
the
was
guy?
in person,
Yeah.
yes.
And he just said no. Okay.
And the guy turned around and said, "Why are you appealing?" And I said, "Because I'm a citizen of the Seychelles and I've got a right to do business in my own country." He said, "I can't say that to the minister." I said, "You say what you want to say. But that's what I'm telling you." Non, les gagne poussé, les mots gagne poussé. Tu fatigues moins quantité à cause tout le monde peut dire une volée. Ça il fatigue l'esprit en quantité. Moi pas qu'on ni commence faire mon la case ça l'état. Moi tu acheté bloc, moi tu acheté 10 bois. Moi tu plan moi quelque chose. Mais si moi gagne l'argent, moi j'ai acheté quelque chose qui me connaît, il pour conserver, pas quelque chose par ciment qui pour gâter. Pour remettre quelque chose du monde dit, une volée, une gagne poussée.
But what really is there to steal from a school?
I don't know. No,
Pens.
I used to be able to buy like fishing line, hooks, and all that. That was accountable for, and that was kept. Yeah. I mean, sometimes kids would go out fishing, lose that whole line and all the hooks. So when they go back, when they try to go again, you got to reissue the fishing lines.
Do you remember the person that you spoke to at the planning authority? No.
First time it was a young Seychellois. Second time it was probably some from South Africa. And I wasn't very nice to him actually when he said that. I told him that he couldn't get a job in South Africa, and out here he has to bend over backwards to keep his job. I was very nice, but I told him that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Green, for coming and setting out your complaint before us today. And thank you for doing so in open session. It's really important that people of Seychelles know what's going on in this commission. Yeah.
This commission is an eye-opener for a lot of Seychellois. Lots of things I didn't know. Through this commission, from what I watch on TV, I've learned a lot. I never expected things like that to be happening here. It's like when they said about those missiles that Alberini had. I didn't think that was something that could have happened here. I mean, had he used those missiles, and I don't know.
So we have, if you have no questions for us, no, we will continue to work on your file, and so it's always available to you to look at, so you'll see what steps we're taking, and we will get your employment file. But thank you very much for coming. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank
It
you.
won't be like the file at the Ministry of Education. Okay.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day.
You too. Thank you.
Continuation.
Thank you. So we will adjourn. That concludes our hearings for today, and we will recommence tomorrow at 9 a.m. Oh, sorry, at 8 a.m. Yes, that's right. We have Mr. Lauti coming back at 8 a.m. In open session from Calgary. Yeah. So we will adjourn. Thank you.
All rise.